Morning guys, hope you're all doing well. It's a much nicer day where I am in South Birmingham this morning. Yesterday it was a bit of a rough day really, bit challenging, but we got our job done and we're glad we got it done. So if we didn't, we'd be in a bit of trouble this week. But anyway, I'll just show you where I'm at. So I'm at the same job I was at exactly 2 weeks ago. So this job's in my schedule for every 2 weeks. But if I need to move it, that's not a problem. See, Michael's already mowed here and he's gone around his cowslips. We like this job, we're quite proud of it, and it's a good customer, reliable payer, and we don't get any trouble off them. Like I said in other videos, I try not to give anybody a reason to give me any trouble, because I've got to be honest guys, all I want is a simple life. I can actually see a pheasant right over there walking through the longer grass. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I don't know if I can zoom in. I can't see a thing at the moment because the sun's in my eyes. But yeah, me and Mike, we've got 3 places booked in today, which is a regular slot every 2 weeks on a Tuesday. And we do a bit of a round trip, so we're not going backwards and forwards. We sort of start out the morning driving out farish, well not far by some people's standards. I mean, the furthest job I do is is probably the one I'm going to be doing next, which is about 10 miles away in a place called Bidford-on-Avon. It's not too far away from Stratford, Shakespeare's country. See this bit here, me and Mike, we leave this through the spring and just let it grow out, and it looks beautiful with the cowslips. There was one guy who works in the office here. Well, I haven't seen him for ages. We do some work at his house sometimes, and he asked us years ago just to start leaving this and then cutting it down when all the spring growth has sort of disappeared. But we like to let it grow down naturally. But yeah, we'll probably just get the mulching blade on it, to be fair, the Oregon mulching blade on it, or trim it. But I find the Oregon mulching blade is actually really good at cutting grass, as well as sort of, you know, sticky stuff. There's Michael over there. He's got the wire bush fitted on the strimmer. So we're sort of running along with 2 strimmers at the moment. One with the nylon to trim the edges, you know, just the bits of grass around the edges. And yeah, this wire bush just for dealing with moss and that. And 2 weeks ago, Michael sprayed the moss on this car park, so now it's easier to get off. So if you look back in my videos about 2 weeks ago, you'll see that. So if you're new to the channel, yeah, look back at my videos. I wouldn't recommend using this on a nice patio, guys. This is just for rough stuff, rough block paving and tarmac, okay? And also I wouldn't use it where you got any weak areas where the tarmac is sort of broken, because you're going to get stones flying everywhere and you'll probably make it worse. So it's all within reason. What Michael will do after this, he'll just blow it with the blower. So that's all set up for today, guys. Battery blower, petrol blower. We've got some spare batteries with us. You got the petrol strimmer. This one's got the nylon fitted, and I've had this for years. I've lost count how many years that we've been using this, but we like this petrol strimmer because it's nice and light. You don't need a big heavy strimmer if you're just doing grass round trees and that. So I know if you're new in your business, you know, sometimes you can only afford one, so you're just going to get one that can deal with everything. But as you go through your business, think about little things about, you know, do you need to walk around carrying a big heavy strimmer? You know, because it can affect your body in the long run. Some of you younger guys might not be feeling it now, but if you change a few things now, you might save yourself from wearing your body out later on. Some more cowslips here. So around here, I've just asked Michael just to leave it in clumps. You can't go round every single one every time you come, but because he's just left it in clumps, it looks quite nice. I had the wire bush head on here this morning, and it come off really nice because Michael treated the moss 2 weeks ago. That come off really nice. And I've also gone along and I've sprayed the new emerging weeds with glyphosate. So you can see a few weeds here. So this is a good time of the year, guys. There's a lot less debris now at this time of year to clear off the car parks and that from what we have in the autumn. But to be fair, without this debris and that, we wouldn't be earning as much money off this job. You know, the leaves and debris and all the stuff in the winter keeps us busy, so we shouldn't complain about it. So all these weeds here, I've sprayed all them this morning already. I don't think I sprayed any weeds last time I was here because it was a bit wet and damp. But on average, if on these regular sites through the growing season, if I can spray at least once a month, that's normally good enough. If the weather's good, you know, each time I come, sometimes I'll just spray every visit. But as long as you're sort of, you know, doing one at least every month, you will keep on top of it. I'm not a fan of leaving stuff, you know, just spraying as a one-off visit just to make extra money. I always carry weed spray with us, and I just charge. So I'm getting paid for my time anyway, but I'll just charge so much a litre on top for the materials, for the liquids and that. So it's a good way of making money without having to do extra visits. I prefer it this way. Yeah, I like it here. There's 3 jobs I'm doing today, and I like them all. And there's a flexibility of me doing a 4th job if the first 3 jobs all go well, which is good as well, and that's a good regular job. So I'm at a point now, guys, in my business where I don't need a lot of new customers. If I took somebody new on, I would then be looking for new customers. And at the moment, my strategy is to do all the extra jobs that come off my customer base. The customers that are on my customer base are people I know well now. I know they're going to pay. Some are quick, some are a bit slower, but they're all reliable. So the commercial jobs, some of them I'm not getting paid for like a month, but they're reliable once you're in the system. They're as reliable as a residential job. But now I'm not taking any more mow and blow jobs now, guys. I'm just letting them fizzle out naturally. They're giving me too many headaches, and this isn't the customer's fault at all, but it's just me and where I'm at and what I want to do. You know, for instance, you know, I sent a message to a customer last week, you know, okay to come and cut your grass today, because I have to ask, because they've got to unbolt the gate. They've got a dog now, so they have to clear up the dog mess. And the message I got back is, well, can you do it every 3 weeks? And I'm like, you know, I could send a message back saying, well, it needs doing every 2 weeks. But you know what, guys, sometimes I just can't be bothered anymore. I'm just going to, rather than fighting against customers, I'm just not going to take any more mow and blow jobs anymore, guys. And some of you new guys might think that don't make sense, but I really believe the way to go is with the regular scheduled work. Doesn't matter if it's residential or commercial. You want jobs that give you work at least sort of 8 to 10 months of the year. You know, preferably 10 months or 12 months if you're lucky. Okay, I find January and February there isn't an awful lot to do on the maintenance side, because by the time you get to Christmas, all the leaf debris is up. And because you've been going there all year, you should be on top of everything. So if any of you guys are watching, like Mr. Tidy, January's or February's a really good time to get some winter sun. So if you can work hard all winter, especially if you're still on your own, you know, zip off somewhere like Egypt in the winter, or Southeast Asia. I mean, my first winter holiday, which took many years before I could start sort of going on winter holidays, was Egypt actually, and it's still pretty good weather in January. But if you want some heat, maybe go to Thailand, something like that. But I haven't been since COVID, but I do intend on going there this January. So if Mr. Tidy's watching, I might go meet him somewhere in Thailand early next year. So guys, maybe tell me where you're at with your business. I mean, at the moment, I don't want to spend my weekends and evenings quoting jobs anymore. I think if you can get to a stage where you've built your customer base, and then just take the odd new job on every now and then, you know, guys, you don't really have to have advertising on your van. You don't need to spend money on a website once you've got your customer base. You'll get new work by just being out and about and proactive and doing a good job, turning up to jobs on time, communicating well with the customer. That's all it's about. That's how I've built my business. It's not by having a fancy website or anything. I've got a decent looking website now, actually, guys, and I hardly get anything off it. I just think they get lost, these websites now, unless you're paying to be on the front page. I don't think people are looking at them. I think number one is just being seen, and being recommended by your customers, and then maybe secondly, maybe advertising and putting flyers in people's doors, that sort of thing. But yeah, maybe let me know if you've managed to get this far in my video without, you know, zoning out, because I do ramble, I must admit. But maybe let me know if you've already got enough for the year and you're happy with that, and you don't have to spend all weekend driving around quoting jobs and that, because you're happy with your income, you're happy with your customers, and you don't want the stress of starting new relationships with new customers, you know, that sort of thing. So anyway, guys, that's my ramble for today. I'm just going to turn the camera around just so you can see Mike's stripes. And if you ever wonder why you see Michael doing most of the mowing, I've got to be honest, I've hardly picked up and pushed the mower this year. Michael really likes mowing lawns, and as an employer, why wouldn't you let somebody just carry on doing what they enjoy doing? I tend to like to do all the things around the edges, you know, like the hard surfaces, and, you know, keeping in mind I'm running a business, so I've got to sometimes answer a phone call or sending messages and organising work. So it's no good Michael doing that, or me being on the mower and then having to stop the mower and keep sending messages to people. You know, Mike's doing the bread and butter, and that's what he's employed to do, and he does a really good job at mowing, and he is better at mowing than me. You know, it's a bit like Steve Jobs. He didn't make all the phones, did he? You know, even though he had the ideas, if that makes sense. But yeah, Michael's he's a good bloke, and I don't know what I'd do without him, to be honest. Maybe you'll watch this video later on and he might get all emotional if I didn't think he could hear me. Could you hear me then, Mike? As you notice though, Mike's quite laid back. He's good to work with, and he doesn't give me any headaches. Well, most of the time.
Unless smashing a window.
Yeah, well, do you want to tell people about that?
You can tell that, yeah. What colour did you use?
I use 4 litres a week killer. Michael here, he's just updating the client information. So we use software for the business, and I've been using it for years and years. So after each job, he puts in, you know, the hours we've done, the tasks we've done, and any chemicals or materials we've used. But yeah, Michael just mentioned, I say we broke a window the other day, because on a scarifying job. A customer sent me an email yesterday saying they've found a crack in the window, and it's obviously us from when we were scarifying. So even though Mike was operating the machine when it happened, I mean, it's a collective thing really, and I'm the business owner, so I've got to sort it out. So I've already got somebody going around there today to price the job up, to remove the window and replace it. But I have to say, it's been, how long, Mike, do you reckon it's been since we broke a window? It's been a long time, hasn't it?
3 years at least.
Oh no, longer than that, mate. It was at that job we're going later, wasn't it? Yeah. I reckon it's been about 6 years at least, probably more. Like, it's funny how time seems to pass. But yeah, well, I'm not looking forward to finding out how much this window costs. But you just got to hold your hands up, get it sorted, and if you want to get respect off a customer, it's about how you sort these things out and how you go about it. So you know, I'm definitely not one of these people who are going to sort of deny we did it, because it's quite obviously is what we did. But anyway, that's just part of running a business. It'll probably mean that job, I'm going to come out with negative income on that job. But that's it. It's not what you earn in a day, it's what you earn in a year, isn't it, guys? Anyway, that is probably one of my most epic rambles ever. I'm going to go. Bye for now.